Introducing MetricStream M7 Operational Risk Management app for high-performing organizations. You will find the user experience engaging, efficient, and personalized, helping you streamline and strengthen the risk process across the organization. Let's take a closer look at the M7 Operational Risk Management app. The M7 Operational Risk Management application comes pre-packaged with contextual dashboards for the various roles in your organization, such as CRO, risk manager, and risk officers, with the most important information highlighted. The home page is the default landing page, which is like a personalized start page, and that allows users to design their own layout with the kind of information they want to see based on their unique needs. User can simply add, remove, or move things around to create a view of their choice. Multiple reports and dashboards provide a quick overview of risk data. New metrics cards summarize key risk matrices and help derive insights. You can also drill down into any of these reports to get to more details. You can also use frameworks like HoverCard, which helps you get to additional relevant information. You can search for risk information, access your calendar, tasks, and profile details, and this helps accomplish tasks easily and efficiently while seamlessly collaborating and sharing information with other users. Libraries help in defining and maintaining a centralized structure of operational risk. You can view and create all the critical libraries such as processes, risk, controls, etc., which are essential to effectively run the ORM program. You can define details with ownership and security and their relationships with other objects. To create a library object, use the form. In this risk form, you can find the details section to provide the risk name, description, categorization, and validity. Use the ownership and security section to specify the owner organization and risk owner. You can also select one level or two levels of approvals as required. Use the relationship section to associate one or more relationship framework with the risk, such as control, processes, or organizational units. Use the additional details section to add relevant documents to the risk that you are creating. MetricStream solution provides unique and flexible data visualization capabilities. Data can be viewed through Data Browser and Data Explorer functionalities for advanced data visualization. The Data Browser allows data filtering and viewing multidimensional tree-based data navigation for risk, controls, processes, functions, and issues. The Data Explorer helps in visualizing the risk data and its hierarchy and provide information from a 360-degree perspective through a mind map-styled exploratory data visualization tool. Here you can easily explore GRC objects in the system and understand the underlying relationship between these objects. You can pick the risk that you would like to analyze, bring it into focus, and view related information. The great thing about this data model is you can keep drilling through this and see linked elements. For new users within the application, you have Take the Tour function. That allows you to get quick guidance about what you can do within the application. You can plan, schedule, and perform risk assessments with a simple and intuitive user interface that enables both top-down and bottom-up approaches. You can manage simple assessments by rating a risk, or advanced assessments using multiple factors and advanced risk scoring to meet variations in the risk assessment methodology across business unit, regions, or products. You can also add or delete risks and controls on the fly while performing an assessment. For creating a new risk assessment plan, use the form. In the risk assessment plan form, you can specify a plan name, select appropriate perspective, provide the purpose and scope of the plan, specify whether the assessment is a scheduled or an ongoing assessment, define one or more assessment scopes, and assign appropriate users for performing and approving assessments. For performing a risk assessment, you can expand on the desired form. Under the assessment summary, you can click on the risk name. You can provide factor ratings in inherent, control effectiveness, or residual sections as applicable. You can also add comments or justification wherever necessary. You can capture issue or finding for the assessment if necessary, and submit the form for approval. Under self-assessment and testing section, You can design control test plans and assessments and rate the operational and design effectiveness of the controls by leveraging questionnaires and surveys as required. You can monitor and track the key attributes of control, test plans, and results such as design status, process ownership, assessment plans, test results, and other factors using list reports and graphical charts. For creating a new self-assessment or test plan, use the form. In this form, you can define scope, frequency, select tester, organization, etc. Record other details such as overview, methodology, ownership and security, and task scheduling. While performing a control test, you can assess controls, decide the result as operating effectively or not, or designed effectively or not. You can also respond to a set of questions or procedure, add sampling data, and attach documents. Once the control testing is done, issues or findings can be captured, an action plan can be defined and assigned to the owner. And after completing the test, send the form for approval or review. To log a loss event or risk event, we have a simple page where loss events or incidents can be captured, and this page can be used by anyone in the organization. You can capture and categorize internal risk events and losses, define event approval rules, loss thresholds, and analyze loss trends. If you open up the loss event form, you can add additional details like financial status, whether it's a gain or a near miss. You can align your events to product or functions. You can record here all of the key dates, record the root cause of the event, and here you can add the actual loss entries. The relationship section empowers you to tie this incident to your framework, like risks or control. If you link this incident to a control, the control owner will be notified if this incident has occurred due to that failing control. You can also capture issues and actions for that event and add supporting documents. In the matrix section, you can quickly and easily define key risk indicators for organization, processes, or risks. You can specify upper or lower threshold, schedule data collection, and send assignment to data owners. In order to create a new metric, use the form. You can measure and track key indicators like KRIs, KPIs, or KCIs. You can classify the metric, set the threshold to identify potential threats and mitigate them in advance. The matrix data report allows you to view the previous and current value of any particular metric, and you can send alerts and notification on any breach to relevant personnel for faster decision making. In the issue section, you can view different issues and action information through reports and charts, log in new issue, and create and assign new action. You can mark issues for remediation and disclosure and assign it to owners within the business. There is a complete visibility on the status and progress of implementation of remediation plan, and you can drill down into any of these reports to get additional details. For creating a new issue, use the form. In the issue form, you can define issue details such as title, description, type, rating, and source type. You can capture owner and approval details and other relationship, essentially providing the broader impact of the issue on the organization. You can define the action plan for the remediation of the issue and add any additional supporting details. Once you have updated the details, you can send the issue for review or approval. A systematic mechanism of remediation and disclosure gets triggered by the underlying workflow and collaboration engine. Through reports, you can access real-time information, view risks by organization, product, process, or risk category. You can slice and dice the data using easy filters, track the movement of risk from inherent to residual on a heat map based on the effectiveness of the controls. You can also gain a 360-degree view of your program through advanced visualization of key matrices. On the overview page, executives can get a quick and real-time view of aggregated organization risk information, metric breaches, overall risk profile, open issues and their impact, as well as overall effectiveness of the controls. You have reports like Organization at Risk. This provides insight into the number of organizations that are at high risk. Operational Risk Summary by Organization allows you to get a quick view of the overall risk status for your organization. Residual Risk Exposure Chart will easily let you identify those risk hierarchies that need to be managed and mitigated on priority. Loss Event Trend Report shows the total loss amount along with the number of events in a particular time frame. You can define the logic for computing inherent and residual risk scores and analyze them through heat maps. In the heat map, you can aggregate the score based on averages, worst case scenario, or best case scenario, you can roll up the scores to an assessed organization, objective, product, or process. Status charts provide quick overview of the count of tasks in different stages, for example, number of assessment pending approval and the status of issues. This can be drilled down further to view the details like the date on which these tasks were assigned. Status reports will help follow up and track these tasks to closure. MetricStream Operational Risk Management app makes an ORM process efficient and faster. With this, we end the demonstration. Thank you.